What's up, everybody? Top of the morning to you. Happy Tuesday to everybody. It's your boy Pigskin Pete here. Welcome to the latest and greatest episode of Walking and Talking with Pete, where I do just that. I walk and I talk, and hopefully you listen. Holy crap! Now you're seeing this in real time now. Well, you can't see. I'm gonna turn the camera around and show you though. So I'm walking on this walking path like I do every day, and it takes you around. There's three schools, elementary, middle, and high schools here. This is one of them. You see behind me. That's my son's, one of my son's schools. But I'm walking, and there's a whole bunch of damn goats. Look at this here. Look at these goats. They're goats. You see that? There's a whole bunch of damn goats at the school. I don't know what's going on. Anyway. All right, I'm back. I had to get past those damn goats. They were making too much noise. They were distracting me. Anyway, before we get into the subject matter of the day, I do want to let you know that throughout the off season, I'll continue to do walking and talking videos as often as possible. And of course, as we get closer to the season, there'll be more and more football related things to talk about. Right now, there's not a whole lot. But if you have an idea or a subject matter that you want me to address in one of these walking and talking videos, just let me know. Just put your suggestion down in the comment section. If it's something that I like, then I'll address it and I'll do a walking talking video on it. Now, when I woke up this morning, I thought I was in a pretty darn good mood, right? I feel better now. I'm back to 100% physically, or not 100% physically. My ribs still hurts, but I'm over my sickness. I've got my energy back. I've got my spunk back. But yeah, I thought I was in a pretty good mood. But somebody that lives with me, this person will go unnamed, reminded me today that it seems as if everything irritates me. Now, I guess from an outside perspective, I could see how somebody would think that everything irritates me, because I guess I complain a lot about what, other people do, things that irritate me. So let's go through a short list today of some of those things that irritate me. Now, number one on the list is something I've actually talked about before on YouTube, and actually during a walking and talking video. I think it was the very first walking and talking video that I ever did, actually. You guys know how I feel about wild animals at football games and at sporting events. So look, I'm not going to go through that whole spiel again. It's ridiculous. There's no point to it. I mean, unless it's a dog or a cat or a ferret or some sort of domestic animal, I don't have a problem with that. But these wild animals at sporting events is ridiculous. But that's not what I'm going to go through today. If you want to see my rant on that, just go back, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago, when I did my first walking and talking video, and I go into detail on that. But this is closely related to that. Not wild animals at sporting events, rather, people that own wild animals in their home. Now, I have never understood this, and everybody knows somebody like this, and you might even be one of them, that has some sort of exotic animal that lives inside your dwelling. Again, no problem with dogs, cats, ferrets, hamsters, gerbils, guinea pigs. These are domestic pets. I'm talking about snakes, alligators. The worst of the worst, in my opinion, is big cats, right? Leopards and tigers and shit. Unfortunately, some people are too stupid to care for wild animals. First of all, they're wild for a reason. They shouldn't be in your home. But even if you do have one, it's always the idiots that get them too, right? It's not somebody that's responsible. I mean, every single year you read these horror stories about these people that get these giant snakes, right? And they don't know they don't know how big they're going to get, so they bring them in their house, they put them in a friggin' aquarium, and 6 months later the thing is so big that they've either got to get rid of it or kill it or give it to. Most of the time they just release it into the wild like an idiot too, like that's going to solve the problem. But you always hear about these people who have babies, and then the snake, like in the middle of the night, gets into the baby's crib and kills the baby, right? It's a sad situation. You remember a few years ago that lady that had that chimpanzee as a pet and it ripped her friend's face off? Or maybe it was her face. I don't know. Somebody's face got ripped off by this chimpanzee. And you're like, oh, well, you know, what caused that? Well, first of all, having a chimpanzee caused it. That's number one reason. The second reason, this dumbass lady was feeding this chimpanzee beer and Xanax. Well, I don't know why she didn't just go ahead and give him a gun too and see what happens with that. If I walk into somebody's house and I notice that they have wild animals in their house, I'm leaving the house. And it's not necessarily because I'll be scared of the animal. I'm scared of the person that owns the animal. All right, enough of that. Second thing that irritates your boy, I think this is, I'm speaking for everybody on planet Earth when I say this one, okay? Scratch off lottery lines at the gas station. Now, some convenience stores and stores in general are smart enough to have their own special lane where it's just lottery, right? If you want to get a pack of cigarettes or a 6-pack of beer or a soda, you don't go in that line. If you want to get gas, you don't go in that line. It's for the degenerate gamblers to line up and spend their paycheck, not spend their paycheck, throw their paycheck away on $5, $15, $25, and $40 scratch-off tickets. But for some reason, the majority of convenience stores and stores have not figured out to make a separate line for the degenerate gamblers that line up every single morning during rush hour. People are trying to get to work. People are trying to get to school. People are trying to live some sort of productive life. And at 7:30 in the morning, you've got this guy standing there holding up the line, trying to decide which scratch-off tickets he wants to lose his money on today. And you know what the worst ones are? They'll win $20 on a scratch-off ticket, right? So they'll go into the gas station and cash in their winnings. Okay, fine. You won 20 bucks, congratulations. But no, you can't just take the $20 and be happy about it. Now you have to stand there for 10 minutes trying to decide what other scratch-off tickets you want to buy with the money that you just won from the last scratch-off ticket. Now, I used to do like everybody else does and just sit there and steam and get mad, but not say anything to the person that's holding up the line because of lottery. These days, I don't care anymore. If the person's right in front of me and they're taking too long, I'll just go ahead and tap them on the shoulder and be like, hey man, I got shit to do. This is more important than your lottery tickets. Do you mind if I cut in line and get out of here? It's only gonna take me a second. So don't be that guy or that gal, please. If you're holding up a line, especially at a busy time of the day, be nice and let people get in front of you. All right, on to number 3 thing that irritates your boy. Now, I actually made a video about this several years ago because of something that happened to me that day. And boy, did it strike a nerve with some people. And it might strike a nerve with some of you too. Bicyclists. Now, I have no problem with anybody who owns or rides a bike. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking about getting myself a bike and doing some riding around here, like on this path here, right? But that's the key. I will be doing it on the path, not on the road. I get it. You're allowed to drive your bicycle on the road. Okay, I know it's not against the law. I just think it's retarded and dangerous. For example, this community that I live in is built around people walking, riding bikes, and riding golf carts. Man, you can drive a car anywhere in this neighborhood, but there's nowhere in this neighborhood you can't get on either a bike or a golf cart or on your own 2 feet. And you never have to actually step foot on to a main road. Does that stop the bicyclists from getting on the main road? No. There can be a bike path like this one. There can be a bike lane, like an actual painted lane made for bikes. And then a sidewalk 10 feet away from that, and they'll still ride on the actual road. They have this saying here in Charleston. I'm sure they have it everywhere too. I'm sure it's an international battle cry for bicyclists. It's called, this is what they say, share the road. You even see it, some of them have bumper stickers on the bike that say share the road. I'm already sharing the road with a bunch of other cars that are supposed to be there. I don't want to share the road with you. I would like for somebody to explain to me the reason that they refuse to ride on a sidewalk. You go, oh, well, Pete, sidewalks are not for riding, they're for walking. Fine. But if there's nobody on the sidewalk walking, there's no reason you can't ride your bike on it, right? And why wouldn't you want to? Like, doesn't it make you nervous that you're riding on a main road with cars and you can't see? Well, maybe you can see. You know, if you're one of those nerds that has like a rear view mirror on your friggin' helmet or something, maybe you can see. But all it takes is for some idiot to swerve and you're dead, man. I mean, I just don't get it, man. These bicyclists, there's something else. They just absolutely refuse to ride anywhere except for on the actual road. Now, if you want to put your own life in jeopardy by being an idiot bicyclist, more power to you. It's your life. Do whatever you want. But when you create a problem or a safety hazard for me, then I have a problem with it. When you're riding on these roads and these bicyclists, and you can always tell that there's one up ahead, right? Because you see a lot. I mean, the speed limit's whatever it is, 50 on the road, and you see a line of 10, 15 cars that are all going 5 miles an hour. You know why? Because they're waiting to get around the bicyclist. This is dangerous. This causes a lot of people to get in accidents, head-on collisions by trying to go around a bicyclist. And in case you were wondering, yes, I am that guy. I am that asshole that if they are on the road and they're causing a problem, I will actually honk my horn at them and hopefully they fall off their bike. You know, not into the road. I don't want them to die or anything, but I hope it scares them enough that they fall over onto the shoulder. Number 4 thing that irritates your boy. We'll keep it in the road rage category here, okay? People somehow are able to go pass a written driving test and get their learner's permit, right? Then they're able somehow to go in and take the actual road test and pass it and get their driver's license. How can you possibly do both of those things but still don't know to pull up in the intersection during a green light if you're making a left turn? Do not sit back at the light. Pull up in the intersection, and when it's your turn, you go. Or when the light turns yellow and oncoming traffic starts to slow down, then you go. The amount of people that do not do that is shocking and disturbing to me. Not only is it idiotic, but it's also extremely selfish, because if you're the person behind that person, this is what they do. They sit at the light, they don't pull up like they're supposed to, and then the light turns yellow, and then they stomp on the gas, from back at the line and make the turn. The problem is they're the only one that gets to make the turn. If they were pulled up in the intersection like they're supposed to be, then 2 or 3 cars could have get through when the light turns yellow, not just them. And the fact that I'm on YouTube right now ranting about this and having to explain this is irritating me even more. People just walk by and laughed at me. They see me out here yelling into my camera phone about yellow lights and shit. All right. One more thing that irritates me for today, and then we'll move on. My blood pressure is starting to rise. I need to calm down. This last one is also something that probably is going to piss some of you off, because I think some of you probably fit into this category as well. And look, I don't have a problem with people that like to back into parking spaces or their driveway or whatever, okay? If it makes sense and there's nobody around, you're not holding anything up, I don't have a problem with taking the time. If you like to back in to the parking space, go for it. We all know people like this though, right? They refuse to park any other way but backing in. And they'll do anything that they have to do to make that happen, even if it causes some sort of inconvenience for you or others. Prime example, grocery store parking lot. I don't know about where you guys live, but the grocery store around where I live is a Publix, and it is busy from the time they open to the time they close. That parking lot is full, son. Always some jackleg, whenever I'm going through that parking lot, that there's a line of cars, everyone's looking for a parking space. He can't just pull into the parking space so you can go by on your way to find your parking space. No. He has to hold up the whole line and doing an 8-point turn trying to back his car into this parking space in this crowded parking lot. I would like for somebody to explain to me the reasoning behind this what I'm going to call a fetish of backing into. I mean, you're not saving yourself any time. I think the reasoning is they think, well, it makes it easier when I get in my car, I can just pull out, right? I don't have to worry about backing out. So what, you're saving yourself literally 2 seconds. I mean, come on. And then you have some people that do this, and it's not for any practical reason at all. It's not because they think they're saving time or anything. It's because they want to show off their car, right? Yeah, I've got a cool car, so I have to back into every space so everybody can admire my cool car. Bah. So if you're I have to back into parking spaces cool car guy, I hope a bird takes a big shit right on your car handle. All right, guys, I think I've ranted enough for one day. I made myself look like a complete fool out here in the process. Beautiful day out here today, which is attracting a lot of people. That's the other thing that irritates me. This is supposed to be just me out here. Nobody else is allowed to walk out here other than me. All right, guys, I'll see you guys soon. Again, if you have any suggestions or topics that you want me to cover on my next walking and talking video, just leave it in the comment section below, and I will take it under consideration. Your boy, Pigskin Pete, checking out.